Okay, in this video we're going to do webhooks. I just did a video and explained what a webhook is for the people who don't know. In this video we're going to show you how to actually set one up and put one into play. Now, we are set up for two different types of webhooks. You can use Zapier or you can use Integromat. This video is for Zapier. I'll do another video for Integromat. Zapier, to use webhooks, you have to have the paid version. Integromat, you can use webhooks with their free version. I still prefer Zapier. I find it more reliable. It has more options. It's been around longer. It's true, tried and tested. But if you don't want to pay for that service and you want a free one, you can use Integromat. It still works fine for these purposes. So without further ado, let's get into it. You can add a webhook, from two places. You can add it from this page. I'm in the portal under webhook settings over here, under settings at webhook settings, or you can do it from the pop-up by clicking webhooks, and you can add one here. Now what you need to add a webhook is a webhook URL. All right, now you might have multiple webhooks. I'm going to set a webhook up in this example just for the group we were working for. So this will be for the Group Maximizer Facebook group, and these will be for the people I approve. Okay, because I'm going to put them on an email list and all kinds of stuff. You'll see. So I need a webhook URL. I get that webhook URL from Zapier. So we go to Zapier and we go to create a Zap. And I'm going to name the Zap. Always remember to name your Zaps. I forget sometimes and then I come back and have to figure out what they are. This is Group Maximizer. I'm going to make the name the same. Facebook Group Approvals. Okay, going to make it the same. And the app the trigger that you want is Zap, when you set these automations up, has a trigger, which is something that triggers the automation, and then an action, and you can have multiple actions. Since this is a premium account of Zapier, because you're using webhooks, you have to have the paid version. You can do multiple actions. In the free version, you can't use webhooks and a couple of other minor things, but you can only do one action per Zap. I see it right here. If you don't see it in your list, you can just start typing it, and it'll come up in your list. You want to hit your trigger for webhooks by Zapier. And you need an event. There are three possible webhook events. There's a retrieve poll. We don't want that. That gets information but doesn't do anything with it. Catch roll hook gets the information, but then we have to do some formatting and some other technical things. The catch hook is kind of done for you, right? So that's what we want. Choose catch hook. Hit continue. We don't need a child key. Hit continue. And then here's the URL. You can just click this copy button, copy to clipboard, come back into Group Maximizer and paste that URL. Paste that URL there. Okay? And then hit submit, and you'll get a thing, successful, and test data has sent successfully. If for any reason the test data doesn't go and you need to resend it, you can click this little button here, send test data, or in the pop-up, it's a little box. It's this little box here under actions, the one with the arrow to the right, a little box with an arrow to the right. That is submits the test data to Zapier, so it has some data to look at to do something with, okay? Now, we're not going to sort our action yet, okay? So let's test this trigger. It's going to go out and get that test data, okay? So you see it has this information, all right? However, okay, I want more information, because this may not be the order I have. Like these questions, like this one has answer 2 is the email. In Group Maximizer, my email, I believe, is in 3. So some of this information is not going to be correct, and I want to get like actual data. So what you do to get that actual data before you continue, right, before you move forward with the Zap, with the action, go back to your Facebook group, okay? Go to the actual group in question. We're going to go to Group Maximizer, right? Pretty sure there are a couple of people I saw manage. Okay, if you remember, we're going to go to the member requests. And if the page doesn't come up, just refresh the page. And we may have to open Group Maximizer here just to kind of remind the... There we go. See? Use Group Maximizer for. Now, we've already saved the questions. We've got, Group Maximizer in the other video, if you remember, has already been put into play. So we're going to use Group Maximizer. And I'm just going to pick one person. Okay, let's pick Shonda. And I'll just checkbox on Shonda and select and approve. okay? And we're going to send the data, instead of the Google Sheet, which this was set up for, I don't need to send it there actually, we're going to send it to this webhook. Now, the webhook's not going to do anything. It's just going to get the data, okay, because the information's coming in here, but it's not going to have anything to do because we haven't told it to do anything yet. And I only want one, okay? I didn't check everybody because as we build the rest of this app, we're going to be using the information that we just got. In this case, it's just one person. It's just Shonda. But whoever that one person is for you, we're going to go through and build this app, and then we're going to test it with them. So whatever processes we build, they will actually get processed through. And then we can run it for the rest of the people. If you put more than one person in now while you're grabbing data, you're only going to have one of them run through the app, and everybody else is not going to get the benefit of this app. So when you're adding this extra test data, just do one person like I did, and then hit confirm. And it's going to take a moment. It's going to send it out to that webhook. And the data's going to Zapier now. It says it's done, okay? And we should see, if you go to group info, and if we go to group maximizer, okay, so her information's in there. It worked perfectly, right? So let's go now to Zap, and what we want to do, all right, is where this data is, request A, we want to load more. It's going to go look for other information. Well, Shonda's information is there now, so let's grab it. Okay, and now you see we have a request B, and if I click that, see that? That's exactly what we want, and now our email and everything is where it should be. Now we can continue because everything is properly in order. So that's a step. Just make sure after you've set everything up and you've got your URL and it's set up in Group Maximizer, you've got the webhook saved inside Group Maximizer, just make sure you go back and run one person through it, okay? Now what we want to do is now we want to figure out what we're going to do with it, okay? So here's the thing about webhooks. I don't know what you want to do with yours. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with mine and show you how I build it. Most people are going to use this to send the name and the email address out to an autoresponder or an external CRM. They might send it to Go High Level. They might send it to ActiveCampaign. I'm going to send mine to Kartra. You might use ClickFunnels. You might use Groove. Whatever your CRM is or whatever your autoresponder is or wherever you want that data. If you're asking, you may want to ask for a phone number and not an email address. You could send this information out to a text campaign. What I want to do with it is I want to add them as a lead into my Kartra system, and I want to add them to a list. And the reason I'm adding them to a list, and the list, of course, is going to be called the same as everything here. And this didn't get saved. I thought I named this group. Let's do this again. Remember, make sure you got it named. Group Maximizer, Facebook group approvals. Okay, there we go. Changes were auto-saved. All right, so I wanted to go out because what I'm going to happen is when I approve them for the group, I'm going to have the Zapier add them to my list, and it's going to, when they go to the list, they get automatically through Kartra sent to a sequence. So they're going to get an email. Hey, thanks for joining our Facebook group today. Here's the URL again. Here's what you can use it for. Please come in and say hi. And then I make a little offer. Are you interested in reseller information? You know, I want to keep offering other things. You could offer related products that are tied into what the group does or some kind of a, you know, use this. Again, the extension is called Group Maximizer. This is starting to be some of the real ways. The automations help maximize your time in the groups, but this is the way you can maximize income and leverage relationships. You know, to better your relationship with the people or to make more money or to get involved in a group to network better, whatever it is that your goal is to maximize that group. So I'm going to go to Kartra because that's where I have everything. And I've already built in Kartra, I've built a list and I've built a sequence. So what I want to do is I need to pick an event. Now, in Kartra, I need to assign this person a lead. I need to create a lead. Did I pass it? Create new lead. Okay. Some systems you don't have to do this, but in Kartra, before I can add them to a list, I need to create a new lead. So it'll ask me what Kartra account. I've already connected my Kartra account. And, you know, you might be doing this for ActiveCampaign or Go High Level, and it might look a little bit different, but it's going to be, you know, this is similar to what you're doing. Now, the email, okay, we're going to get this from that catch hook where that information came in. So just go down until you find where the email is and click it. Okay, so the email is going to be question 3. Actually, it's answer 3. It doesn't look like it's all there. Let's do this. Let's do email. There it is. Okay, answer 3. And just click that. And in this case, it's going to put her email. But what this means is whatever email they put in answer 3, it's going to fill in that field. Then first name we have right there. You have to click out of this box. Last name, you have to click out of the box to get rid of it, to move on down. And then we don't need anything else. There's no middle name, there's no second, last name. I didn't collect phone data, so we don't need any of this other stuff. Continue. Now we're going to test it, okay? Going to hit test. It'll take a moment. Okay. Lead already exists. Okay, so Shonda's already in my Kartra campaign. She's not in that campaign. She just already exists. That's fine. It just means it doesn't do anything. If she had not been in my Kartra environment, then it would have said success creates. But I'm going to do something else here. It doesn't matter that we got an error on that. The zaps are still going to go through. Now I'm going to do Kartra. And if Shonda had not been in my Kartra environment, now she is. And if she already is, it doesn't matter. It's just going to give an error on the zap, but it's fine. What we want to do is we want to add the lead to a list. Actually, I can just type the word list here. Subscribe lead to list. Okay. Continue. Again, I have to tell it which Kartra account we're working with. And then I'm going to have to put which information. So the list for this is Group Maximizer. Whoops. Let's just do group. There it is. Group Maximizer Facebook group. That's the name of the list. And the lead email we want from the catch hook, and we're going to put email. That's going to be answer 3, right? And I don't think I need a lead ID. I don't think that. Oh, it's not required. Yep. So that's it. So continue. And now we're going to test. Let's see if it adds Shonda to that email list. Done. She's subscribed. So however long it takes Zapier to send the information, and then Kartra to get it, and then Kartra to email it, very shortly Shonda's going to get an email from me. And if I send anything else out to that list, she's on there and she's going to get it. So we're going to publish this Zap, and we're going to turn it on. And then we're going to run it. It's all done, okay? It's built, it's finished, it's done. All right, so let's go back to this Facebook group. Let's run this again. We've got another person in here. Now this time it's not going to give us an option to checkbox because there's only one. So we're just going to hit approve all. And again, I can change this for Webhook. I'll show you that when we're finished. I don't need to use the Google Sheet anymore if we're going to use a Webhook. Make sure you pick which Webhook it goes to. And I'm going to hit confirm. And I can go into Kartra and make sure the lead shows up and all of that, but we can just go to Zapier and let's take a look. Let's go to Zapier. Let's go back out to the main Zapier page, and we're going to look at Zap histories. And we want to look at the runs. And it hasn't come through yet. Let's do this. Gonna have to give it a minute. These were some I was testing yesterday. Catch hooks, I think, run. There it is. They run like every 2 minutes or something like that. So it just came through. It's showing the success. So if I click this, I can see what happened here. All right, the data that went out. This is what went to Kartra. Okay, so it sent all that information out, or gathered that information in, and then it sent a new lead. Okay, so this was success. This was, that's the data that came in, the data that went out. That one did not go. Invalid format. Don't know why that didn't go in as a lead. But it did. It did add him to the list. Well, that tells me I probably don't need to add him as a lead. He may be in a blocked list in Kartra. That's possible. There are a couple of reasons this error could have come. Whoops, data out. Invalid email format. Nope, it didn't go. There's probably an extra space in here. And and that's why. So I'll double check this, and we'll do a couple of things and make sure it's running. But I have a feeling Alan probably typed a space in the beginning, and you can't have spaces in an email. His information should be in here. It is. Everything's good there. And you know, when you're running these, I can't show it anymore. Remember when I had I selected, actually, let's go do this. I told you I was going to do this. Let's go to the group. Go to group settings. Send data to Webhook. So I do that, and that'll automatically be pre-checked now. Let me hit confirm. I could have also sent it to the Google Sheet. So if for any reason the Zap fails, I still have the data in a Google Sheet. And you can even run a Zap from a new line in a Google Sheet goes up. So you could even run your Zaps from here. I can go out and look at that Google Sheet. In fact, we can go, what am I thinking? Sheet settings. We can go look at that sheet. Oh, I didn't send it. I was going to go out and look at the sheet, but I didn't. I chose not to send it and see what was up with his email address. But great, that's it. That's the way to do it. That'll work perfectly fine for you. And I'll do another video for Integromat. You're going to see things in Zapier that look a little bit different with the data that like Karcher had. It'll be a little different format, but that's the general way to do it. If you need any help, just reach out to me. If you can't figure out the Zapier integrations with whatever your email autoresponder is, your email autoresponder probably has some help videos inside of it, or their support can help you integrate with Zapier, and you should be good to go. All right. Go maximize your groups. All right.